What is up, gang? It is I, Carlton Flowers, your crypto pro.
Yay!
And today it is about time to have a look at the Kaspa chart. We have enough action here that we can ascertain what the immediate future probably holds for us as far as the price action. But first, please realize that this is not financial advice. All right, this is just my opinion, and I'm just out here as a light in the woods trying to shine a pathway so we can get through to the clearing. All right, so we're going to start out on this 4-hour chart, and there's a couple things that we might note that are clues on the 4-hour chart of where we could be going. First of all, we have dropped below the 200 EMA line. Do you see that? And we are just above the POC, point of control price, on the VPVR, volume profile visible range. In other words, this is the bulk of the trading at every particular price point based on the length of this chart that goes back to Thursday, July the 20th. And so if I scrunch it in this way, the VPVR changes. When I roll it out this way, we take off some of this older data. Well, at any rate, the VPVR tells us where price can jump because price tends to bounce between the nodes where the most popular trading volume is. And that happens because there are machines, as they call it, or bots from these big investment folks, the trading institutions, where they have automated trades that happen based on trigger points. Okay, we also see that the stochastic is down here and oversold, and it has tried once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times to cross over and come back up, but each time it fails. So we crossed over here, unfurled and failed, touch, fail, cross over, and now you can see that the blue line is about to cross back over the orange and is going down. The only good indication here is that we have a light bar on the histogram, a light red, which says we might be approaching the zero line. Now, looking at the 1 day, it looks a little bit better. There's a couple things on this chart that I like. The fact that this wicked back up to the bottom of support resistance zone number 1. That's our top zone. So let's just number these so you know what I'm talking about. Here we go. This top zone, that's zone 1. This is zone 2. This is zone 3. Point of control price on this 1 day chart is sitting at approximately 2.55 cents. Now, what I notice here is that the price line did dip below and violate the base of support resistance zone 1, but now it's wicking back up, and see, it's trying to fight its way back to that base where that might be the low point. We also notice that price nearly wicked down but didn't go all the way to it, but it reversed just before it touched on the 50 EMA line. All right. So momentum is slightly slinking back up, but because of this widening gap of the stochastic oscillators, you see the fast line down here, the blue? It's getting the gap between the two is widening. It's getting away from the orange line. And that means that we have strong momentum this way for this stochastic cycle. We also have bearish crossover on the slower MACD oscillators. We have dark red on the histogram, which says that we have not hit a bottom point. And we have a widening gap between the slow line and the fast line. That's kind of making me wonder if we are going to bump up against this support resistance zone number 1. Okay, I'm going to tell you what will happen. Let's put these back up here. Oops. Reset the number, and there's 1, 2, 3. All right, this is possibly what could happen. Price comes up, bumps its head on the bottom of support resistance zone number 1, and it becomes resistance. And then we'll float back down, retest the 50 EMA. It could bump up and come down again. But if we fail the 50 EMA, then we're going to probably go check out zone number 2. All right. And we could bounce around in there. And if we fail zone 2, we'll probably try to find the 200 EMA line. That's in zone number 3. Okay, so there could be some action like this. This could be an extended downtrend. Nice, corrective, healthy downtrend. So we'll see what happens here. I hope it does go that low because I'd like to buy some more Kaspa. So right now, we had this upward trending trading channel corrective action here where we consolidated back to the upward trending trading channel all-time high. And now we're correcting. But we can't call this a downward trending trading channel yet because as we see in the past, really, there's evidence that says, hey, we might just blow straight through this. Because let's look at this. Since the beginning of this trend, we came up, nice correction all the way back to the 200 EMA. And up we went again, bear flag, consolidation move, dip back down to the 50 EMA. Away we went. Miniature flag, we move up. And then we come up straight again into another pennant formation, breakout. And then we had a consolidation move right here. You could call this a pennant because it did break out at the end. Small pennant, breakout all-time high. And now what do you see? Coming down just like we did in this area and this area, where we're testing that 50 EMA. So based on the past 2 moves, we could bounce back from that and keep moving up. But if this is more of a corrective move, since we are on the second, this is a bullish high point because at point all-time high 1, it was there. It was right just barely breaking the resistance baseline of support resistance zone 1, and we wicked up, touched it, came back down. Whereas at all-time high, higher high, we broke through the top of support resistance zone number 1 and it became support, and then we failed it. Now it could be resistance. So that's pretty bullish. But then we also notice here's a case for the possibility that this being a corrective channel. Here was the roll up to high point number 1. And then we had the MACD oscillators. It came all the way down here to the correction point. Then we rolled up again, higher high, higher high, higher high, and now we got a nasty crossover, so it could do this. If it extends and does that, then we'll probably look to find that 200 EMA line again somewhere right at the point of control price of 2.5 cents. So kind of that's my worst case scenario. But, you know, overall, this is a nice chart. It's healthy. It's looking good. I'm not really worried about it. I just wish I had bought more back in the day when it was 0.0015. Now, on the 1 week chart, we can see that there's a possibility that we could be due in for a nice correction time period. So let's just look at this. We had the first all-time high here, and then there's our new all-time high, okay? And so between this time period that we hit that all-time high, let's look at the stochastic down here. Here's the zone. There's the all-time high at the peak stochastic. It crossed over and went down, and we corrected. We went into a bearish trading channel all the way, it went all the way down from here to the low point. And then swing channel, we move up again. So here's your down channel, here's your up channel. Well, guess what, folks? There is a definitive crossover here, which could possibly mean that that's the end of this upward zone and that we might look to correct and find the bottom of the stochastic. And so if that's the case, if we say put another line here of the same time period, and this is all speculation, I'm not saying that this can happen, all right? But it is reflected on this chart just like the last 2, where we could come down to that zone 2 here and move up. That's possibility number 1. Or we could come down to zone 3 here and move up. All right. And if that were the case, you would have this nice ascending. Here's a bottom here. You know, we had the bottom there. That was really a flag there, not too much of a bottom. And then if we had a bottom at this point, you know, you're increasing, okay? Because this bottom occurred below zone 4. This one occurred in zone 4. This one could occur in zone 3. And if it does in zone 3 or 2, we still have an overall uptrend, and we could look into looking at New Year's Day strong. Like 2024, New Year's Day, we're going to be up here close to a real bull market. And who knows, maybe overall, this could be the formation of a huge, huge, huge bull flag. All right, let's draw it on here so I can show you what I mean. If we had a pole, oops, we need a line. All right, if we had a pole here and we keep bouncing around, we could have, you know, something like this. All right, this could be a bull flag. And it might not work out that way. Again, this is speculation. And then, of course, you take that out, you stick that up there, and that would have us, you know, close to what, 20 cents? That would be a nice major breakout. That would be a good kickoff to the bull run. I'm still thinking that we got possibilities here of $1, $2, $3 this bull run, at which point I'm going to sell or trade it for USDT and use that as money to invest into development projects, real estate development projects. Might keep a little for the long haul, and then I might buy a little if we get this nice dip, and then I can trade. And every time, every time we hit a peak or a trough, I might swing trade. Okay, so that means that if I buy a small amount, if we dip down here, let's say if I bought it here, what I would basically be doing, if I'm going to swing trade, is buy here, sell there. Buy here, sell there. Buy here, sell there. And just continue the process to rack up coins. And there's many months in between each one of those trades. Okay, well, let's just keep this short. I want your comments and thoughts. Post them below and let me know what you think about this TA report. And is your bag of Kaspa growing or not? And then in the next video, we're going to talk about Taraxa, which is kind of like it's the ETH to Kaspa, because it is a block DAG, but it's proof of stake. All right. So we'll bring that up and do some TA because it's going through a massive correction. I like that project, but I'm not buying it yet. Okay. Well, that's all for right now, but I would love it if you would like, comment, and subscribe to the Crypto Pro channel. And if you would like to help me defray these ugly rising costs of producing the channel, you may do so with the giving of a super thanks. And I thank you in advance for that support. All right, that's all for now. This is Carlton, and I am out.